Factsverse presents. A landlord gathers up a mess left behind by the former tenants and dumps it all in front of their new home. Are you like me? I love stories about revenge and karma. If you are, click that like button. Also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Owning rental property is a great way to bring in some extra income. Some landlords will live on the property and then let their rent cover the mortgage. There are other landlords who buy many rental properties and use the rent as their main source of income. Owning rental property can be a great investment in your future. While there are benefits of being a landlord, there are also a lot of downsides. Landlords can run background checks and credit checks on their tenants, but they really don't know what kind of tenant that family or person's going to be until they move in and start living there. If the tenant turns out to be a nightmare, it can result in missed rent payments, a destroyed unit, and visits to court to get the tenants out. Also, if something breaks or malfunctions in the unit, the landlord is the one responsible. Before buying a rental property, you should really weigh the pros and cons first. Well, Thomas Reveau is a landlord, and he believes that you should treat others the way you want to be treated. Unfortunately, not everybody thinks that way. Thomas owns a rental property in France, and he rented the property to a family, and he trusted them to take care of the property the way that he would care for it himself. Unfortunately, he rented to the wrong family. What they ended up doing to his property was horrible. Thomas was usually an understanding landlord, so for a while the family paid their rent on time, they were quiet, they didn't cause any problems with the property, they seemed like the perfect tenants. Unfortunately, that did not last. The family stopped paying their rent. In fact, they hadn't paid their rent in 14 months. Thomas finally had to ask them to leave. He had a mortgage to pay, for crying out loud, and without the family paying rent, he was struggling. Well, Thomas was thrilled when the family did finally move out of the apartment. Thomas was planning to start showing the unit as quickly as possible so that he could finally get some money coming back in. But when Thomas went to inspect the unit, he was mortified. The family left the place a disaster. They left behind old furniture, clothes, and trash. There was even pet feces all over the place. He was going to need to clean out the apartment before renting it out. He was also going to need to spend thousands of dollars on repairing the place in order to make it move-in ready. Thomas, again, as we mentioned, was typically a pretty easygoing guy. But this huge mess that the family left behind, it angered him beyond belief. He had to clean all the items that they had left behind from the unit and put it all in a dumpster. The job took a lot of work and a lot of time. By the time Thomas had the entire unit cleaned out, he was still angry about it. And that is when he had his idea for revenge. First, he found out where the family moved. He needed that information for his revenge plan to work. He wasn't planning to do the family any harm, but he did want to give them a bit of karma. When the dumpster was loaded, Thomas put it on his dump truck and headed over to the family's new home. And when he got there, he dumped the dumpster right in front of their home. He figured that they had left the items and the trash behind and they should have it all back. Thomas wasn't trying to be secretive about what he was doing either. After he dumped the trash in front of the family's new home, he created a post on Facebook. In the post, he wrote, "Shame on you! This is how it was returned to me. Living like that, with 3 kids. Bravo! Shame on you! Good luck with your new landlord." He included a video of the truck dumping the trash in front of the family's new home. I tell you, this landlord's revenge is perfect. In the video, you can see the entire dumpster was full. When it was empty, there was trash littering the entire front of the former tenant's new home. Thomas made sure there were no items left on the road because that could be dangerous for drivers. So, again, he's still being considerate, at least to others. The video quickly went viral, and as of narrating this video, it has over 1.3 million views. You should never really upset a landlord if he has access to a dump truck. Subscribe for more.